So, hi guys. We're at one of my favorite places of all time with one of my favorite humans, Erica LoPresti. And before we jump in, for those of you that don't know Erica yet, but you will after this, we are celebrating you today. 5 years of just making us look and feel our very best from the inside out.
Thank you.
Erica, you are an FNP-BC founder of Short Point Aesthetics and Healing right here in Rumson, where science meets soul. And every treatment is guided by intention, purpose, and alignment. That's so true. I have known you since grammar school, which is so sweet. I love it. Thank you for like, I just, I'm so thankful, God. And I have been here since you've opened your door. So 5 years, my skin, my body, my health has been in your magnificent hands. So thank you. And you've seen me through a lot. And so 5 years, so I've been sober 6. So you've been part of my journey about the entire time
I
from
love that.
really recovering and healing my body from years and years of damage that alcohol has done, especially my skin. Okay. And we want to talk about what you do here: beauty, purpose, healing, regenerative medicine, how you got here. You have a deep medical background, and how
hmm
you have such a heart to serve and help humans just
Mm,
heal and thrive. And then, of course, we want to go into the benefits of when you're not drinking, what happens when you're doing like optimizing wellness with, a lifestyle that's not filled with alcohol. So,
mm.
welcome.
Thank
Thank
you
you for
so
having
much
us.
for having me. Yeah,
So I guess maybe a little bit about like why regenerative medicine and why that's a passion of
sure,
yours.
sure. Well, and I think it's important to also give you guys so many accolades. What a great vision to help people who are really hurting and giving them a voice. So you're
Thank you.
really a true inspiration to the community here and to everybody that you
Thank you.
touch. So I'm really like honored to be a part of what you
We are
guys do,
too.
which is really cool. And that segues into really my start of my journey. I was in the hospitals for many, many years, as you know. Um, and during that time, my partner was diagnosed with stage 4 colon and rectal cancer. And it's important to note that he was a functioning alcoholic. And I think that because he was a functioning alcoholic that didn't talk about his illness, that was the reason why he developed stage 4 colon cancer without doing the preliminary testing that you should be doing. Now it's 45 that we do our colonoscopies. Everybody should be getting their colonoscopies at 45, please. Um, but so he waited until there were symptoms that could no longer be ignored, basically. And so my medical background, I started nursing in 2001, shifted at that point in about 2011 to less medical and more longevity medicine. How can I keep this man alive as long as possible? And so longevity medicine and regenerative medicine became my world. Like how do we make people live longer and thrive longer? And it really gets down to there is a spiritual component in everything. There's an intentional component in everything. And it always has to come with gratitude. Everything has to come with gratitude. And so that started my journey in regenerative and longevity medicine. And now it's trending. I mean, you guys hear
Yes,
a lot of things. To start, I think what really, there were a couple pivotal moments in his journey that made me realize that conventional medicine really keeps us sick. And so, unfortunately, it really has to start with the medical schools. Like they need to teach these new doctors coming out these other areas. We shouldn't be going to a doctor because we're sick. We should be going to a doctor because we want to stay well and we want to be thriving, right? Mm-hmm. So it really has to start there, and that's one main takeaway. Another thing is there's a mental component. Mental illness is a huge issue. I think a lot of people are in denial. A lot of people are numbing. Alcohol is a great number.
And you probably didn't realize that at that point.
No.
I'm sure that your relationship to alcohol has
It was
changed
part of their relationship
and evolved. So at that point, when you were in the medical field, like, how did you view alcohol? Like, was it like, oh, moderation, it's okay, if you don't have a problem with alcohol, like,
it's no big deal.
How did it shift, and how do you look at it now?
I look at it as poison. Definitely. I mean, I don't think Steve would have ever gone down the cancer road. He would have still been living on this earth if that wasn't such a large part of his life and our life, for sure. And now I have alcohol. My last drink was May when my sister got married. There's such a shift that you feel when you're not relying on a substance for happiness and growth and gratitude and all the things that come when you're not in that space.
Yeah, and it numbing. Is all those components. It's the spirituality, it's the preventative medicine, it's the wellness, it's the relationships. And, I think, medicine misses those areas. And I like that about your work, is that you do incorporate those, foundational tools, basically, because you do sound baths in here. I see you do a lot of yes. These amazing things, important. Which are, shift our vibration and our frequency and our mindset,
yes.
Doing it in community. So it's like, you focus on the beauty and the aesthetics, which don't we all want to feel beautiful and just live the best life? But there are so many steps to it, and it is not just putting Botox in your face or putting fillers or to reset the damage. Like, we have to work from within. So can you talk a little bit about that? And also, how does alcohol impact internally? Yeah. And then we're trying to fix it externally.
Sure, yeah.
It's like a mismatch.
Well, so there's a lot of talk about gut-brain connection. It's a gut-brain-skin connection. It's a triad, for sure. If your emotional state is stressed or depressed or anxious, that is going to show in your skin. You're also going to feel it in your gut. So that's really important. Your brain and your gut and your skin are one. So you always have to think about that. If we're putting something that causes inflammation, alcohol, into this machine that we need to keep going, then that is going to create a domino effect of inflammatory processes, right? In everything that's reflecting in our body. Not only physically, but energetically. You are not exuding what the universe wants you to exude, whatever that is. Whatever you're good at, that's what that is. That's your beacon. Think about what you're good at and then go there. And I think when you're using a substance to numb or get away from or wind down with, you're not in your true purpose. So that, I think, is a really big thing, for sure. The gut-brain-skin connection.
I love that you're talking about this, because I'm gut obsessed, and I love that
I know
you're explaining it in such a way that it's like you really like the bite size of like it's so vitally important, and how you feel it and how you wear it, and then you become it. And then I love you said, do what makes you happy, what you're supposed to be doing. And like you get disconnected to that. So many times it's, okay, I'm going to go fix my skin. I'm going to go here. I'm going, versus let's put it all together. And when you're in Erica's hands, these are the conversations you get to be blessed with. Because you, not only whatever treatment I'm coming in for, like you're taking care of my soul. We're going deep. We're talking about this, and I'm getting educated. So, all right. So continue on that. So, okay.
Well, and so, I mean, there's so many different ways to go with the conversation. I think it's really important to really hit on what's trending, right?
Yes.
So,
yes. A couple questions for you. I have a couple questions for you from today. So you go ahead, and then I have a couple of thoughts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
okay.
So let's give a little bit of history of regenerative medicine, right?
Okay.
So a long time ago, probably in 1990, people used human umbilical or placental products. Well, obviously, the ethics committee was like, hell no, you're not taking human anything from anybody.
Right.
Not only is it ethically not sound, but we all have our own DNA, right? So I don't want to put something that you may have, either a cancer maybe in your 50s or whatever, in my body. We don't want to use those type of products, right? However, we don't want to necessarily use our own. We are aging, right? So what we do is we use these products from animals, normally speaking. Usually they're either animal or plant products. And the reason why I became so inundated or immersed myself in them is because when Steve was going through his cancer journey, he had about, I think, 22 surgeries on radiated skin over a decade of period of time. And so when you're dealing with radiated tissue, it doesn't heal the same way, obviously. And so you have to find alternatives. And so at that time, we were using something called A-cell. A-cell is actually a bladder matrix from a goat. And that is what healed a lot of his wounds, believe it or not. So this is like 2015 we're talking about. This was 10 years ago, okay?
Were you like in the lab, like, let me try this? Or is this something you read?
This is how but this is how, like, I get it, yeah. But like, this is how awesome the universe is it puts people in our paths that we need when we need them. So a good friend of mine was a rep for A-cell, and she's like, you got to try this stuff. It's making changes in the OR right now. And so we got her products, applied it, and the I'll never forget, the physicians at Sloan were like, what are you doing? Of course, he had a great sense of humor. We would joke, are you going to grow a goat tail now? Because we were operating mostly on his backside, colon and rectal cancer. So, but so that's where this regenerative medicine journey for me started. Now, the pivotal moment was Korea is way ahead of us, Korea, K-beauty, all the things. They've had all these products for about a decade. What happened is the general medicine community said, this would be great in aesthetics. So in 2024, the medical type grade stem cells hopped over to aesthetic medicine.
Ooh.
Yes, so that is why we're hearing about salmon DNA. We're hearing about you had goat.
Which I can't wait to talk about it.
You had red deer umbilical cord.
It was
on your
really
face.
pretty. It was a really pretty vial.
In time for October breast cancer awareness.
It was amazing. And it's not scary. I mean, that's the thing. Like, when you were talking to me, I'm like, okay, cool. But let me tell you, I was talking to you about this. After my microneedling, I slathered it on. The healing was boom.
Right.
It was immediate. Like,
and nothing like your PRP. Because we're
Nothing.
aging. Unfortunately,
Right.
we're
So
aging.
tell us about PRP, because you mentioned something
PRP,
earlier.
PRFM. PRP is the growth. So there are growth factors in three main places in our body: our fat, our blood, and our bone. It's aging with us, unfortunately. We haven't figured out that switch yet. We gotta somehow stop that switch, and we are with NAD therapy, which that's another thing that we had to talk about. But so it's important to. I'm obviously not going to harvest your fat or your bone in our office. Yeah. So what we would do is we would take your blood, we would put it through a process, and then we would use it in facial rejuvenation. Now that's almost outdated.
Why?
Because it's not functioning the same as an infantile or ageless DNA.
But a lot of med spas are doing it.
Yeah, it's old medicine.
Right.
Yeah.
So we talked
they're
about
behind the times.
Right. We were talking about
That's
outdated medicine, outdated aesthetics. Can you drop some things that you think are outdated, and where are we going in the next 5 years with aesthetics?
Yeah. Well, aesthetics is an inside job, first of all, and that's why we're here.
Sobriety.
Yes. Aesthetics is an inside job. We talked about your mind. We talked about spiritual energy. We talked about, doing things that you love, and that is your beacon as to what your purpose is. Like
that gives you the vibrancy.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that exudes everywhere.
You wear it.
Yes, totally.
That's the outfit.
Totally. Totally. But for me, what really was helpful was doing a couple things like peptides, NAD.
Love NAD.
NAD.
I've gotten it done with you before.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about
do it
NAD.
again. Yeah.
Let's talk about NAD.
Okay.
Nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. That is the final component of our Krebs cycle, which is the ATP, just drives the ATP or energy in all of our mitochondria in all of our cells. So the more NAD you have, the more longevity you have going through those mitochondria. Those are the little powerhouses of our entire body, right? Yeah. So, and it depletes with age, alcohol, certain disease processes, and then there's genetic components. And so my experience with NAD was when Steve first went into hospice, I think it was in 2015 or something like that. I was like, I don't want to go on an SSRI, and I'm not drinking anymore. Like, you know, I can't be numbing with all these prescriptions and other substances. And so,
Wait, first of all, that's amazing, Erica. Like, you were going through hell and you had that.
I had to be
moment.
on my game.
You're amazing.
You know, thank
That's
you.
the thing. You can be on your
It's a lot of
game
pain.
with-
No, and I knew I couldn't. And so a dear friend of mine was like, try NAD. You know, they only did it in certain places. This is 2000, like I said, it was like 2015, 2017, something like that. So I went and I did a NAD reset, which was a gram of NAD for 9 days through an IV. And actually what it does is it resets your dopamine and serotonin receptors.
I kind of want to do that.
That's huge, because we want to talk about, you know, people
Recovery.
are beginning to recover. And I always talk about sobriety being that portal to healing and recovery. I think we're all here to heal and heal each other.
Yes.
And we really can't do that when we are, you know, drinking or taking drugs or, you know, numbing. And so this is a really great thing because we have to begin to heal our
Yes.
insides. And if we could do that quickly, like we
that's-
like that instant
Yeah.
gratification.
I'm a recovering alcoholic, so I'm like, can I do that now?
Yes.
But also that's why we drank, and so we were depleted. So then if you're going to put it back into our brain, okay, so continue. This is fascinating to me.
Yeah, no, but so NAD really got me to a place where I was like, this is my journey. This is what I've chosen as my journey for this time. How can I optimize myself in the time?
And how did you feel after those 9 days?
Well, you're almost in an altered state. It is almost like a high because every single part of your mitochondria is energized with fresh ATP, basically. That's what it is. And so not only was I taking care of him, but I was working. So you almost get on so much a high that you don't need sleep, which
Right.
Yeah.
you know how I am. I'm always talking about getting your sleep,
Yeah.
but you're so pumped. And that brought me through his final days and death. And then don't forget COVID hit.
Right.
And I was like, you know what? Traditional medicine is not for me anymore. I can't be in the ER doing code MIs. And during COVID, code MI, this is a whole other podcast. Code MI and COVID, the heart damage that people sustained, especially young men during that time, is incredible. And that's a whole other conversation. Okay. But, and then we opened up the space.
Yay.
Yeah. And so, and the space is really grounded in this, what we've been talking about, giving people the education. Really, that's what I feel like I am. I'm an educator.
You are.
Because education is power.
Yes, it is.
In anything that you do, the more you learn about whatever it is, whatever your purpose is, the better you are.
Agreed.
If you can explain what and why you're doing something, that is how people grasp
change.
it as their own.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So the main vision or intention for the space was to be an education, a sounding board, a safe place. People were stuck at home. And then it just kind of grew into my love of skin. I mean, that's like a hobby for me, but really it's the internal stuff that I love. So yeah.
And I'm so happy because I am skin obsessed. And then God divinely put us together. And it's so interesting as you're talking. So my journey led me to both of you incredible women wanting to heal and wanting both of like what you both have and what you both are. And I knew like AA is wonderful and that was my spiritual foundation, but I wanted to optimize my skin and my inner workings and my body and understand like what's going on in this brain and what's depleted. And I needed someone who wasn't in AA and had this lifestyle and wanted to get wild and like crazy and like, okay, like sobriety is the coolest and do it together. And so it's so funny how God does that. But the skin, I am been skin obsessed since the day, I don't know, it's just one of my things and I'm passionate about. And so you do educate, but you also give the best blueprint. Like you said, okay, I'm going to tell you what we need to do and here's the path. And you put me on a path 5 years ago. My skin has never been younger and in better shape because of your hands and not drinking. It's true.
And I appreciate that. But let's think about also what you're saying. It takes commitment
Yes.
and consistency.
And
Those-
mindset.
Yeah, I mean, they're essential to any person that's looking for their purpose. And this is good for anybody who's listening. Like if you're trying to find your purpose, your beacon is what you love to do. Not everybody, I mean, everybody has a different love, right?
Yeah.
So claim that, educate yourself about it, and then go out and be you, really. And skin is just, you're doing so much work internally. That is why you're exuding such beauty, such glow, and it's just an aura almost around you.
Yeah.
And I hope that you coming here, once a month or whenever you do, that just nourishes that, and that's really the goal for the practice, for sure.
It does, and then also getting to connect with you, and once a month at least I'm here. I mean, I'd like to come more. But so also a couple questions from people that we get from time to time about skin and beauty, because we talk about a lot of skin in our community. Like our women are skin obsessed, and a couple like things that are now trending that you are
sure.
doing and that people
Yeah.
have questions about and people are maybe nervous about.
Sure.
Okay, so the microneedling, the
Okay, yeah.
Lumecca, and I keep forgetting the other one that I just
Oh,
did.
Clear and Brilliant.
Clear and Brilliant. So the microneedling, what is it doing? And now with the new regenerative medicine, like just like a quick,
Sure,
like what is
sure.
that?
So let's talk about inflammation again. Okay, everything stems in medicine or in disease processes, everything starts with inflammation. Every disease process starts with some kind of inflammation. Think about that.
Wild.
Alcohol is a huge inflammatory product. And what we call it is inflammaging.
I love that.
Makes sense.
And you were just talking about this.
Yes.
It ages you. So quickly.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we can use it to our benefit. When we create an inflammatory process on any part of your body, the body's like, oh shit, let's heal this, right? So with microneedling, we are creating a controlled inflammatory process by creating little channels with little needles. Now, microneedling is with the little needles. Clear and Brilliant is with little lasers. It's a fractional laser. Now the buzzword, I think, is Moxie. You're hearing about it all the time.
Yes.
What's the difference? Moxie is a laser-induced channel that creates an inflammatory process, which is key, because when we're adding any kind of regenerative medicine, either PRP, which we talked about, we're not doing that anymore, or these types of regenerative medicines, they work best when you're inflamed. They have little, almost like sensors on them. We need to go in and heal this. So when we put salmon DNA or umbilical cord from a red deer, and P.S., by the way, none of these animals are killed for their products. Okay, we want to,
Thank you.
yes, just so you know. And I could get into how I know that and what the process is and how they take these products from these lovely animals. Thank you. But so that is why. So when I was looking for a new laser, Clear and Brilliant was across the board going to be it. Clear and Brilliant has been on the market since 2011. Those of us that have been doing things on our skin for that long, we know that that is a tried and true, can't screw it up type of thing. And the channels, because it's a laser, the channels are open for longer. Okay. So when we put our regenerative medicine on there,
It's brilliant.
yes. Yeah. So that was why Clear and Brilliant was it for me.
That is
Now,
brilliant.
it's really important to think about when people are doing these, like, I think they're doing Halo with BBL and this and that. Okay, again, let's get back to inflammaging. You are causing unnecessary inflammation. You don't need all, like, CO2 and all. Of course, it's great for people that, like our parents who never did anything and now it's like, holy crap, what do I do?
Boom.
But us who are in a longevity mode, like having our faces for 120 years, we're doing it now.
Yes.
So we don't need the CO2. We don't need these really aggressive treatments that make you swell up like a balloon for a week. Like who wants that anyway?
Who
We
has
wanna live
time
our
for
life.
that?
Yeah, exactly.
Look like that.
Yeah.
So there's zero downtime, so this
Right.
is what's so wild to me. Zero downtime. There's zero pain.
Right.
I come, I talk to you.
Yes.
I'm laughing. We go deep, and we do my thing. I get my beautiful like serums to leave with. It's no downtime. It only gets better and better. Each day gets boom,
Because
boom, 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 boom.
you have the stem cells though.
Yes. Yes.
That is the change. That's
That was
the shift.
huge. But even the actual procedure, I
Right.
can't emphasize this enough. There is zero pain. Like I could take a nap. It's so
that's
calm
okay.
and relaxing.
Well, but so this is the other part of this. I think that in medicine, there is a stigma of anxiety when you're going to a doctor. It's like, okay, I don't know what they're going to say. Let me maybe have a drink the night before, whatever you need to do.
Right.
To like, oh my God, I have my mammogram. Whatever it is, it's a stressful moment. And so the other portion, and I lived with it for 10 years while my boyfriend was dying with cancer. The stress of going into a doctor or a scan or whatever was such a debilitating feeling for that decade of my life. I was like, I am not creating a practice that isn't a full, nurturing, somatic experience. So like the numbing cream, that took me a while to create it the right way. You know what I mean? And so, like we have a lot of different nurturing things in our office to make you feel super comfortable. I always offer a meditation. We have the sound baths here and there,
Which is so rare.
I know.
it's so important, but it has to be intentional. Like that, we're getting back to intentional practice. And it all has to do with the comfort of whoever comes through the doors, really.
I know. You should teach other spas on how to do this properly because the anxiety, the fear of what am I going to be told, and all of that. So I love that. All right, so this was amazing. I feel like we need to do this and go deeper on different topics.
Yes.
Thank you for my matcha. We have a matcha party. Every day is a matcha party. But since I have you here, so really quickly, are there certain things that you think are outdated that people are doing? Just like kind of fire off different things. I would love to know because we might be doing them. We might be doing that. So
I mean, I think that filler is going to be a thing of
peace out. Haven't gotten filler and I only did my lips, but it's been like over 3 years.
So there's a place. There is a place for filler. Like, let's not start like a riot on the internet or whatever.
we like riots. We do riots.
Sobriety is the ultimate lifestyle. Let's just go for it.
Pretty riot focused.
Let's talk about this. If you really want to change your nose or like
a big cosmetic
or whatever's happening here, get the surgery.
Yeah. Right.
Make sure your skin is healthy. Your surgeon will love you.
Yes.
Because when a surgeon goes in, I worked for a plastic surgeon for many years. It's a mess when you're dealing with filler during a surgery.
Oh
I mean, we're vacuuming. And
we see those maps of like where the filler migrated
gross.
And
really not a big, within 5 years, I bet you what's going to happen is there will be a type of regenerative product that will deposit in, and they'll have to create some inflammation because these stem cells, now, work best when there's inflammation. To create just a symbiosis in what we want to look like. But any main changes, chin, jawline, nose, just get the surgery.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that. And I see that happening like that, like in a couple of years we're going to have where the body's going to boop, boop, boop.
Yep.
I love that.
Now, another thing that's going to be, I think there's always a place for neurotoxin for sure. Okay. That gets rid of stagnant lines.
Yeah.
But if we're building collagen elastin on the other end with the microneedling, with the regenerative medicine, you're going to see less and less. Erin knows I get tox once a year. I haven't gotten it since last November. I do it every November before the holidays, once a year. And the reason for that is I don't want to put, again, we're getting back to toxins in the body.
Yes.
It's a toxin.
And there's also other things. Like I do facial massage, facial manipulation.
And facial taping.
Taping.
Taping is wonderful.
I tape every night.
So let me tell you, that is in.
face
facial
yoga.
taping is wonderful.
It works.
And also mouth tape while we're in the tape thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mouth tape during sleep, that's a whole other podcast.
But I sleep with my mouth closed, so does that matter?
Yeah, when you can't open it,
I don't. I feel like I don't open my mouth when I sleep.
I don't know.
My mouth,
You're
I
sleeping.
feel, is closed.
But I know people do it, and there is because you don't even
It
have
puts you
to
it puts you in the deeper REM
Okay.
sleeps, believe it or not.
love
More
I
efficient.
think my boyfriend will love that. Tape my mouth.
Well, there's like tape everywhere. I have like these tapes that are shaped like hearts, and I'm like, hold on, I'm here. I'll kiss you tomorrow.
Cute.
But I think, but like all these things work when also you're like, you have a great foundation. Like you're doing these really phenomenal treatments, taking care of your body, getting your micro or your clear and brilliant, hydrating, nutrition, lifestyle, meditation. Your body responds and everything just like fires off together.
Yes.
And it's extraordinary what can happen.
Yes.
And like how.
Well, but so let's get back to the body one more time.
Yeah.
The liver.
Yeah. Oh, let's
Tell
our
us.
favorite topic.
The liver is our master organ for metabolism, hormone creation, fat metabolism, detox. Okay, so that's why a lot of our drips, most of our drips always have glutathione. Glutathione is our master antioxidant to help the liver clear itself, among other things. Glutathione is a huge part of what we do in this practice. But so the other thing that we always recommend, and I don't know, I think you've done one, is a liver cleanse seasonally.
Yeah, we were just talking about this in my last treatment.
Yeah. Really, really important because we live.
Is this like a juice cleanse or
No.
what is it?
No,
look like?
there are certain products that we can use to really detox your liver. Yeah, and we can talk about that. But I suggest people do it at least twice a year because the liver gets clogged. We have bile in our gallbladder next to the liver, and that gets clogged, so you can't metabolize things the same way, and it is going to reflect on your skin always.
Well, think about what alcohol, liver. I mean, one drink a week is going to tax your liver.
Yes.
This is the truth.
Yeah.
So yes.
So I think for our community looking to heal, be in recovery, I think NAD, from what you said,
Yes.
sounds really good. And then a nice liver cleanse.
Yep, and
then we
peptides.
can focus on the skin. I feel like let's work
But
on
you
these.
are.
But you
Yes.
are. That is
Right?
true.
Yes.
That is
And
true.
the other thing that's trending that is here to stay are peptides.
Yes.
Okay.
And the most pivotal peptide, okay, so you have to be on NAD. You should get glutathione at least once a month, a push. It's done in a push.
Okay.
I've
Don't
had
let
that
them
here
hang it.
from you.
Yes.
Yes.
It has a half-life of about 5 seconds. It has to go in the bloodstream immediately. It can't be hung in a drip.
Okay.
By
I've
the
had
way.
the drip of glutathione. I've had that.
We'll get a push here. We'll
Yeah,
have a date.
yeah, you gotta get a
Okay.
push. The other thing that's trending and here to stay are peptides.
Okay. I heard about
Peptides
that.
are naturally occurring substances in our body that all of a sudden we started marketing as something that you can take. They're not FDA approved. Very important to say that always. Neither are stem cells, by the way. It's not FDA approved materials.
FDA, really.
Right. I mean, you can take that however
Is
you.
alcohol?
You know,
Right.
it's like the dyes and things
Right.
in our food that are killing people. Yes,
Right.
but we really let's
Right.
just.
But the main peptide that you're going to hear about the most is BPC 157.
I've heard about that the other day. So second time this week I've heard about it.
Now we're going back to inflammaging.
Put that in my cart, please.
Seriously.
Yes, but it has to be injected.
We're gonna make a date.
Yeah.
We're gonna get.
But so
We're so
that
hyped up.
that will
We're going to record 10 podcasts a day.
yeah. Actually, so you can take it in a capsular form for your gut,
Okay.
but if you want the systemic benefits, it has to be injected. Yeah.
I'm excited for this.
Yeah. And there are at least 20 other peptides that we could talk about, but we don't have enough time.
Yeah.
So, but BPC 157 is huge for gut health
Okay.
and for soft tissue repair. And
Great.
yeah. And maintenance. Yeah. So like my parents are on it, my dog's on it.
We're gonna do that. When we come and do it, we're gonna talk about it.
Yes,
have
sure.
We'll talk about all the peptides.
Yeah.
But we love doing all these.
So,
things.
and you don't
Okay.
know about this yet, the newest thing that we're bringing for our 5-year anniversary are peptide stacks to help you recover faster from your skin procedures.
Brilliant. Yes.
So you will go home with a 10-day post-procedure peptide stack
Wow.
that will just boost whatever treatment you've had 10 times more.
And is this something you take orally or you
They
inject?
are injections.
So you have to inject yourself or somebody will
Yes,
do it
it's
for
a
you.
little tuberculin needle. It goes in some kind of part of fat
Yeah.
of your body.
Okay.
It's once a day.
Okay.
Oh.
So that's a whole other.
Okay. Well, my
thing
next
that we're-
appointment is November for my second
Okay,
micro.
perfect.
So I'll get this. And then we're going to come and do all the things. But something you said, and it's just been like ringing in my head. When you put down the alcohol, how do you cope with like stress? And like, what are
I was
your
gonna ask
go-to?
that.
Yeah, we're like,
Oh.
sure, you know,
Yeah.
like what are your go-tos
Okay,
instead of drinking?
that's a great question. The most pivotal thing, and I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Dr. Joe Dispenza.
Joey D.
We call it Joey D in our
We
community.
have a community, her sober community, and we're like listening to Joey D.
Obsessed.
Yeah,
Tell us.
because
Okay.
he's scientifically showing you how the brain is shifting and changing. With
Yeah, but
the-
I don't know if you know his story. He broke his back.
Yes, I do.
The hospital said, you're going in for surgery. He said,
Mm-hmm.
you, I'm not. Left and healed himself with his mind. So
hot.
Yeah, I mean, can we all glean from this man?
Yes. Yes.
But so I started doing Joe Dispenza meditations probably when my boyfriend, his cancer went from colon and rectal to liver and lung. And so whenever you think of liver again, such an important organ, you're like, okay, well, that's pretty much the end, you know? And so I was like, all right, NAD was great, but like, we got to do something else here. And again, I wasn't going to go down the substance journey. And so I don't even know how I found him, but I started doing one of his meditations every morning. The one where you have to hold and picture yourself with a white light that's just radiating out and growing and growing and growing. There's so much power in that visualization. And it's so grounding.
Immediate.
So that Joe Dispenza was with me at a lot of moments in my life during that time, and still is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love that. That's a great
The
tool.
mind is so powerful if you tap in. You just have to
I think
tap
just
in.
people are
mind
afraid of
and the
their
heart.
mind because they're
Yes.
afraid of their thoughts. Do not be afraid of your thoughts. Our thoughts can shift and change, and there's ways to do it. We do it in our community. We talk about it every single day because I have changed my thoughts and my mind and my life over and over and over. And I've noticed what were my thought patterns. That's what my life looked like, you know? And it's like I'm constantly scanning. I want the bad thoughts because I'm like, oh, I'm going to get you and I'm going to rewrite you and we're going to work together, you know? So do not be afraid of your bad thoughts. They're there to guide you, and then you're supposed to take them and redirect them. Your brain can
100%.
shift and adapt, and you know, it's the neuroplasticity is real. There's so much evidence on that. And so, you know, it really works. And it doesn't need to take years. You don't need to take
It's immediate.
you don't need to read 50 books. I mean,
No.
knowledge helps, but I think just open up your heart and your mind to, oh, there are different ways of living and being. You don't have to feel stuck or limiting. And, you know, that's why I like to ask about different, you know, what's your relationship with alcohol? Because I was telling you earlier, you know, I was like, people can like borrow your mindset.
Yes.
You know, they could borrow my mindset, they can borrow your mindset, and it gets to be fun and it gets to be easy. That's like my motto for everything. It doesn't have to be so difficult and complicated. You don't need to know the science, but just know that there's a better way to live, and it can be instant.
Yes,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah, and I do love Erica's mindset. It was like, I'm not going to do this. It's not serving me. And you didn't make it like big deal about it. You just did it.
Right.
And it became part of your journey
Oh, totally.
and your way of
Oh,
healing
gosh.
others.
I would have still
So-
probably been in the hospitals working.
And where would I be, Erica? And
we're
skin?
here. And we're
I
here.
We needed you. Okay, so we're going to come back and do all sorts of things.
Yes.
But for anyone listening, if you're local-ish, we're right
Come
outside the city,
by.
an hour outside the city, Shore Point in Rumson, New Jersey. Shoot me a DM, shoot Erica a DM.
We could do an event.
We love talking
Yes.
skin and wellness. We definitely, but don't miss an opportunity to connect here. And just adore you and so happy to be here today.
Thank you for
So
sharing your
grateful for both of
knowledge. You're so
you.
beautiful. And
So are you
congratulations
guys.
on
Thank
5
you.
years. And,
Thank
you know,
you.
yeah. That's
More to
it.
come.
The end.
You are so flipping smart.
Aw.